This week, it's couples confessions.
Confessions.
Love it. So it's all about confessions around relationships, cheating scandals, things that have happened in or outside of relationships, those sorts of things. Do you have anything you want to bring to the table and maybe confess to me? No?
No, I think...
Any confessions? Anything you want to say?
I did finish off the box of chocolates the other day, but other than that, no.
We're looking for stuff that's a bit more juicier than that. Like finishing off the box of chocolates is either here nor there. We want the juice. We want the sauce.
You've got all my juice.
Ew. I don't want all your juice, thank you very much.
Well, I'll have some back then.
Please keep your juice to yourself. That juice is vile. So we have the confessions and our producer is being a little bit, he keeps saying, enjoy it. Like, I don't really know what I'm going to walk into here.
Is this one of his confessions?
I feel like he is, I'm going to assume that this is being confessed from him because he's being
Are we playing agony aunts right now too?
He's being way too questionable about this, acting very strange. So I'm going to get straight into it without further ado. So this is number one, okay?
And who's it from?
It's anonymous.
I know. I thought I was trying to get prank on producer, but you can't. No, stop reading it. You got to read it out loud as you're reading it out loud.
Okay.
No, you've just read it without sharing it with everyone else. You have. I saw your eyes going left to right, left to right.
Candid Confessions. I'm 16 at this point in my life. Okay. I was in what I would loosely describe as relationships with two boys. And by relationships, I believe they were both actually my boyfriends. Okay. Anyway, there's a big house party that weekend. Someone's parents have gone away. So obviously half the year group's invited. Sounds like a house party that I would have had.
Is this one of your confessions?
I don't know. I turn up looking like I've been dipped in Barry M glitter, thinking I'm about to have the best night of my life. Plot twist, both boyfriends show up. Okay. One walks in the door whilst the other's already upstairs, and I swear time stopped. Well, I can see why that would have stopped. My best mate locked eyes with me from across the room. Next thing I know, there's a full operation underway. Not the operation. We've got girls stationed on the stairs like security guards. Someone's running interference in the kitchen, offering WKDs to distract him. Another friend literally fakes a nosebleed just to cause a diversion. This is quite a production that's going on here. Meanwhile, I'm sprinting between floors like a deranged tour guide, right? At one point, boyfriend number one is asking where I've been, and boyfriend number two is shouting my name from upstairs, and I'm just standing in the hallway pretending to care about the music, praying the whole floor swallows me whole. Miraculously, by some divine intervention and about 8 drunk girls whisper shouting, he's coming down the stairs, they never actually met. The next morning, my mate said it was the most stressful night of their lives. I just said, worth it. Spoiler, it was not worth it. Both dumped me within a week when they inevitably found out on Bebo.
Right.
What do you think about that?
A few questions.
Okay.
First question is this. All of the friends that are involved.
Great friends, by the way.
Well, I was actually going to say the opposite.
Not good friends.
Well,
because they're encouraging.
They're encouraging the playfulness of this lady.
Yeah.
Assuming it's a lady.
Well, I mean, I would never assume whether it was a lady, but I think it might be a lady.
Okay, the person.
Yeah.
So they should really have pulled together and said, look, can't be playing the field. Let's either choose
him or him.
X or B.
Yeah.
A or B.
Yeah.
So they should have done maybe a split test or something and said, right, well, which one suits you better?
Have an hour with him, and then decide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second question is, how do you fake a nosebleed?
Oh, I think it's some sort of like, like that.
Yeah, but then surely when let's call the boyfriend that came in, boyfriend A.
Yeah.
Boyfriend B's upstairs.
Yeah.
Boyfriend A walks in.
Yeah.
Commotion. Faking a nosebleed. If I was boyfriend A, I would have gone over to the person having a nosebleed and been like, oh gosh, you all right? Actually, I probably wouldn't have done because I wouldn't have got blood on me. But I would have looked over and been like, what's going on over there? What's a commotion? Or if someone said, oh, it's a nosebleed, I would have been like, well, hang on a minute. There's no blood.
I just think that what that person's done is unacceptable.
A minute ago, you were just like, oh, what a great bunch of friends.
No, great bunch of friends for covering for her. But I just think that's out of order, isn't it? To play two boys off each other like that.
I don't think it's. I mean, listen, I'm not agreeing with it. I think it's. I don't think it's correct and right.
No.
But at the same time, 16 at the time, young, having fun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, all right, you're young, you're having fun. It wouldn't be acceptable if you're, a bit older. You'd expect to be a little bit more mature. But it's more the nosebleed thing that gets me. Also, where's everyone else in this house party? Like, there's 8. So there's 8 girls.
Yeah.
Boyfriend A walks in. Yeah. Boyfriend B's upstairs.
Yeah.
Where's everyone else? Because the house parties I went to,
there was a lot of
I'd
people.
walk in and it would be like, Ramos.
Yeah.
Can't get through everyone.
Yeah.
Barging for like, what's going on? There's a lot of people.
I mean, I think there was a lot of people. This was just pointing out the girls that were involved.
Right. Third point is, why did she panic? Because
I don't know why I panicked.
Because boyfriend A, the only reason he would have gone upstairs was to use the bog.
I don't know why I panicked.
What's going on?
This, I can tell you categorically, is about me. This story is my story.
This is your story.
This has been written by somebody that was there. This story is me. If I'm wrong, am I wrong?
Does it sound familiar?
It sounds extremely familiar to me.
Right.
This is a story that happened at the house that we used to live in. It is about me.
So you are?
I am her and she is me. And all of that is true.
Okay, well, you got some explaining to do.
Well, essentially, I got myself into a situation where I had a long-term boyfriend and then I had a fling. And the fling started to become, I wanted the fling to become my boyfriend, but I still wanted to be with my long-term boyfriend. And I say long-term, it was 3 years we'd been together. I mean, I was with him since I was 13, which sounds wild, but it is the truth. So it's sort of like, I then had a fling with someone at my school. And it's like, I was playing them both off against each other, behind each other's back, but also against each other. And it ended up being, I was having a house party, another house party, and one of them was already upstairs.
Was he having a poo?
No, it wasn't like in bed or anything. He was just upstairs in the house.
Right.
And then the other one turned up and we were all like, if they crossed paths, they knew who each other were. And was he the only guy there at the house party apart from you? So it would have been like, why is he there with all of your mates, basically? So we essentially had
So I was right. It was a bit of a shit house party, like 8 people.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a pumping house party like you're used to, but it was a house party of some sort. It was a party where there was alcohol and boys that shouldn't have been there. But ultimately, yeah, it was about me.
Talk to me about the nosebleed.
I think that's a bit of an embellished part of the story. I don't actually specifically remember about the nosebleed.
Right.
I do remember about my pet snake, though.
So your friends
kept getting out my pet snake, yeah.
Encouraged
do you know what?
the field.
They did encourage. However, I will say one of my friends actually did have a real go at me after
I bet
this.
I know which one it is.
Who?
I won't say the name.
Yeah, it is that person.
Yeah.
And she said to me, you need to decide because it's stressing us all out that we're all having to play in this facade.
Of course she did. I can imagine it.
So she actually, and I remember it was outside the co-op. We're walking from the co-op to her house and she said to me, like, you do need to decide, talking to me as if I'm a 50-year-old woman having an actual affair and I've got kids in a house. So in actual fact, I was 16 years old. Do you know what I mean? But she told me it was too stressful for the friendship group to keep this up.
So what did you think of my thoughts? Now you know it. Now I know. You know, no. What do you think of my thoughts now that I know?
That you know that I know that you
know.
know.
Now that you know that I know that.
That it's me.
Yeah.
Fine. I agree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, at the end of the day, when you're 16, you don't always know. I know there's some rare relationships where they do last the distance. You have kids, whatever, high school sweethearts, but 9 times out of 10, relationships when you're 16 don't progress into anything when you're older.
But you didn't know that at the time.
I didn't know that at the time, no. But what I did know is that I couldn't make my fucking mind up.
So what would your advice be to someone, if that was from someone, no, let's say a 16-year-old written now and said, this is my predicament.
I'd just say enjoy it. I enjoy it. Don't be going sleeping with them and all that. Like, that's too much. But just enjoy getting to know both of them. Don't commit to either of them. That's the difference.
But you were committed.
Yeah, so don't do
no,
what
so
I
let's say
did.
someone's in that position.
You have to make a decision.
All right.
You have to make a decision. And don't, if your friends are your ride or die, they would have done for you what my friends did for me, which is literally put on a theatrical performance to ensure that the two didn't meet.
You're talking about it. Yeah, okay. You're talking about your
that's a real
your friends
friend.
covered you up.
Yeah, that's a
but
real
only
friend.
one of the friends was like, right, come on.
A fake
get your head in
no,
the
but
game.
after she covered me up, a fake friend would judge. A real friend would be in there in the trenches with you, getting their hands dirty, and that's what my friends did.
Is that why when I walked in the other day, Harry was like, "Oh, can you come into the kitchen?"
100%.
Because boyfriend B was upstairs.
100%.
Well, next time I'll go straight upstairs.
So, what do you think of that? My candid confession, and I didn't even want to confess it. Thank you, producer, for confessing it for me. This is what happens when you produce the knows you too well.
I think you should have made a decision of what you wanted to do.
Yes, all right, diplomatic. Number 2. Are we ready?
Yeah. Is this another one of your confessions?
I hope not, but it could be with the amount of confessions that I apparently have in my closet.
Don't do the annoying thing where you read it and everyone's waiting. Read it as you speak.
I can't wait for the day that I'm reading a confession about who owns the purple dildo.
I reckon we'll get the confession out of Savinator one day.
100% tor. Okay, little backstory first. So we've got to tuck in. We've got a bit of backstory. This is a backstory. Me and my now ex-boyfriend had known each other for a very long time as we were both dance partners. And after a while, we began dating. And after we started dating, fuck me, this person doesn't know how to use punctuation. Wow. I soon found out that he had severe attachment issues. And on my 19th birthday, he tried to propose to me in a restaurant. We had only been dating for 3 months at the time. That is a red flag if I've ever known a red flag.
Sorry, so the boyfriend doesn't know how to use punctuation?
No, there's no punctuation in that entire sentence. So the person that wrote it.
Oh, you're talking about, okay.
Yes. Obviously, me being only 19 at the time, I was completely flustered and had no idea what to say. And I was also debating whether I should split up with him at the time because of his attachment problems. 19, attachment problems, he's already proposed. It's giving red flag. After he asked, I had the whole restaurant staring at me, waiting for my response in a panic. I hesitantly said yes. And the whole restaurant began clapping. And of course, he starts hugging and kissing me.
That's really sweet.
Right. I had agreed to stay at his house that night, and on the way home, we had both agreed to hold off telling our families about the engagement. And the whole night, I was thinking about how I could get myself out of this without breaking his heart. You are in a pickle. You're in Pickle Town at this point. I decided I would try and find a way to get rid of the ring before anyone had time to notice it. So I flushed it down the toilet and gave myself food poisoning, and then pretended that the food we had eaten the night before has made me sick. Right. Afterwards, I pretended like the ring must have fallen off whilst I was being sick and I must have flushed it down the toilet. Right. There are so many things that you could have done with that ring. That would not be top on my list, let me tell you. I gave myself such bad food poisoning, I ended up going into hospital because this is a mess, because I was so badly dehydrated and ill, and he came with me. My boyfriend then contacted my parents to tell them what had happened and that I was in hospital. Luckily, he hadn't mentioned the engagement to them. When I was finally alone, I spoke to the nurse about what had really happened and how I had actually ended up ill, then asked the nurse to tell my boyfriend that I was really ill and that they had found an illness which was more serious and would take me a long time to recover from. What the fuck is going on here? Right, it sounds like an episode of EastEnders. Are you still with us?
Kind of, yeah.
Right. I still had no idea. I still have. So at this, she still has no idea to this day what the nurse had told him. Okay. So that's where we are. After she had broken the news of my illness, by the way, I'm sure that's against some sort of law, but there you go. I then spoke to my boyfriend and told him that I needed space to heal and would like to split up. Of course, he took the news quite hard and got very upset. 3 days later, I was discharged and sent home. To this day, my family do not know about the engagement and the fact I gave myself food poisoning, and I still have no idea what the nurse told my boyfriend, but she is literally a saint and I love her for that. That is my absolute deepest secret, and I will be taking that to the grave with me. Wow. Well, I cannot even begin to tell you how much there is of that I need to unpack. This could go on to a 2-parter. And quite frankly, I'm extending an invite to you to come and be a guest if you would like to actually address this on the pod, because you must have been desperate, girl.
I don't think they will come on the pod because they said that they wanted to take it to the grave with them. However, they have put that in writing and now it's out there. So it's not actually going to the grave with them. That's the first thing.
What I'm going to say is 19, engaged, that story is quite specific. So I feel like that person could definitely, like the guy could definitely hear this and know this about him. That is quite a specific story to be 19.
Yeah, but he'll know the story anyway.
No, I know, but he's going to be like, oh my God, you told the story.
Yeah, but no one knows who they are, so it's not.
Okay, so what's your thoughts on that? I think there was a lot of...
I'd love to know how she gave herself food poisoning.
Yeah, how does one give them...
Or did she lick a bit of like raw chicken or something? Or
Not the raw chicken
I
breast.
don't. Well, how else do you give yourself food poisoning?
I don't know, but that's really sad that she felt so desperate that she had to give herself food poisoning.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to say. I was going to say I think it's I think it's sad.
Yeah.
That you're in a position where you have to kind of figure out a way to get out of this situation when actually the situation is quite a sweet. It's a sweet situation. It's not. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. The engagement is sweet, but ultimately they were 19. They've been together 3 months, and he already had attachment issues.
So, okay, I'd love to, explore what the attachment issues were.
Again, get her on the sofa.
Well, she won't because she wants to take it to the grave, so she ain't going to come on.
Can you not be so selfish and take it to the fucking grave? That's really selfish of you. Can you come on the sofa and give us more information about the attachment issues?
Yeah.
I mean, look, 19 years old, been together 3 months. I think it's quite clear that there were some serious attachment issues. But the fact that she felt that she couldn't just be honest and say, I don't want to be engaged. Not only did she say yes when she didn't want to say yes, she then actually made herself so ill. Well, actually, the illness came from her lying about losing the ring when she was throwing up from food poisoning, but she wasn't throwing up. So then she had to give herself food poisoning to then admit her into hospital, but then had to tell the nurse that she has more of a serious illness. So then that was the reason for her breaking up the relationship. But what is hilarious is still to this day, she does not know what the nurse told him.
Also
that, like, you would not get that now. Like, that is insane that a nurse did that.
But also the plan fell into place for her.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the plan.
No.
The plan was just to pretend to be sick to get rid of the ring.
But actually, that for me, you fell into a web of lies. You encompassed yourself in lie after lie after. I've been there, girl. I've been there. And you ended up at the bottom of a well of lies and you could not get yourself out of it. I've been there. I understand. When you are desperate people do desperate things. And that is desperation at its finest.
I wonder where the ring is now.
One thing I can assure you is that Ricky Mandel would never give himself any sort of food poisoning in any situation, no matter how desperate he was.
Well, if I was in that position, I wouldn't even... Why would you... I don't understand why you would make yourself be sick to then say, I flushed the ring down the toilet with the sick.
Yeah, I feel like that's where she went wrong.
You could just shut the door and go like that and chuck a bit of water down there and then be like, oh, I've just been sick, but I flushed it now.
No, but also she could have just lost the ring. Can we just go right to the surface level of this?
Oh, yeah, because the reason she was being sick was because she wanted to get rid of the ring.
Just lose the ring. Just misplace the ring. Oh, it fell off my finger. Like, how easy is it to lose the ring?
But then
I would have rather personally said that I got mugged. I got mugged, and they took the ring off my finger. And then then you played the victim card.
Well, no, because then if I was the boyfriend, I'd be like, all right, no worries, let's ring the police then.
Then you're in a web of lies.
Yeah.
Then you're in a web of lies and you've got to fake it to the police and you've got to fake a crime reference number and then you've got to try and spot the victim and a lineup of people.
Losing the ring in a natural way.
What's a natural way to lose a ring? Not throw up in the toilet. That ain't a natural way.
No, that's what I'm saying. Losing it in a natural way, like, oh, I was at the shops and I've dropped it.
Yeah.
But it would lead to just problem and time wasting.
So how would you advise her? What would you say to her now to change this? What could she have done?
Well, I'd say...
First of all, you could have just said no at the restaurant, but you didn't. You said yes, you fucked up. That was fuck up number one. So now you've got the ring. So you got this ring. How can she get rid of the ring?
Well, no, I wouldn't let it get that far. I don't know. It's a very difficult one. Would I say yes? Let's say you proposed to me.
Never going to happen.
Well, we're already engaged.
Yeah.
But let's say you proposed to me in a restaurant. Which restaurant was it as well? I need to know that.
Okay. I don't know.
Because if it
probably, let's just say Harvester.
Well, I don't know if I'd say yes straight away then.
No,
but,
I mean, if you proposed to me at Harvester.
But if you proposed to me and I didn't want to get engaged,
yeah,
what would I do? Would I say yes and go along with it, have a good evening, hurrah, hurrah, and then say, look, big mistake? Or would I say no?
You would just say no. Like, you're opening yourself.
Yeah, no, but the issue with saying no in the restaurant in Harvester is that everyone else that's having their Harvester will then see that she said no, and it's a bit awkward then. So I probably would say yes, but then the next day, or that evening, I'll then sit down and have a conversation. But I wouldn't make him look like a fool in front of everyone in Harvester.
Right. Anyway,
because I feel like Harvester's the kind of place as well where they will judge hard.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was like somewhere else, then they might not be as judgy, but maybe I don't know. Does Harvester have a salad bar?
Yeah, it's the place with the free salad bar, unlimited.
Yeah, see, this is the other thing as well. Like, people will be at the salad bar watching and talking. I wouldn't want them. If you did it to me, I wouldn't want people talking about you at the salad bar.
Right. I don't want people talking about me whilst you're getting your free pasta, salad and sweet corn.
No, so I'd say yes. Then that evening, the next day, I'd sit you down and I'd say, here's the deal.
But you still haven't got rid of the ring.
No, but if I sat you down and spoke to you, I wouldn't need to get rid of the ring because I'll give it back to you.
Anyway, I want to wrap this up by saying I genuinely feel like that could be a book. That whole thing could be a book. I think that could be the storyline, but then we'll pad it out. And we'll pad it out. We'll start it from when you first got together, you know, all how in love you were, head over heels. And then we start seeing the attachment issues.
See, this is the thing. If you pad it out.
It's a story.
No, and it would be a good book.
It would be. I would read it.
But these are why I ask the questions. And when I ask the questions, everyone looks at me thinking, Rix, what are you on about? You're being silly.
It's because you see a bigger vision.
It's because I can see that if it's at the Harvester, people talking at the salad bar, if she knows they're talking at the salad bar.
She's going to say yes.
No. That's a chapter.
Oh, 100%.
Chapter 5, salad bar talk. Then you can do a chapter on what they were talking about at the salad bar, what they were wearing, what was the vibe at the salad bar.
Yeah, I mean, this has got legs. Actually, for me, I think this could be a musical.
I wouldn't go as far as that.
No, I think this could be on the West End, 100%. Pad it out. It's got legs. I'm telling you. And then it's the aftermath. It's the hospital admission. It's the parents worrying what's wrong with her. It's the long-term illness. And it's then taking her up to now. Has she got PTSD? Has she got, there's so much to this. I'm going to pitch this to everybody I know. Which is no one. But, you know, I'll try.
I think it's it could be a novel.
It could be a novel. But anyway, I'm really glad you got yourself out of that situation. You definitely fell down a few trap doors there. And there was a lot of lying going on. But listen, you're out of it now. You're not engaged to him. Would love to know, have you and him ever seen each other since? Have you accidentally bumped into each other at fucking local Sainsbury's? You know, have you ever seen each other on a night out? Is he now married? Are you now married? Like, what's the vibe now?
I'd like to know also the position of the table in the Harvester.
Why are you so obsessed with the Harvester?
I'm just trying to paint a picture of what it...
There's no yes or no that it was in the Harvester. We've just made that up.
Oh, so it might not have been Harvester.
I just literally said it probably wasn't the Harvester, no.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I don't want to know the table position in the Harvester then.
Anyway, thank you so much for writing in your confession. And if any of you have any more confessions, as I said, we do tend to do themes, but send us anything and we'll be slotting it into one of our bi-weekly Candid Confessions. Please send it to us at hello@canibecandidpod.com. We love listening to them. I feel like that was more of a confessional, like as in quite a serious one.
Yeah, I think they were quite...
But I enjoyed it.
There was no poo.
No poo.
There was no...
Oh, she probably shat herself as well. She just didn't tell us.
Oh, there probably was poo, actually.
Yeah, 100%. If she's given herself food poisoning, she shat herself at least 20 times.
Yeah, I hope she's better now.
Yeah, feel better soon.